What's up, YouTube? Let's make another prediction check. This one is the 16th. Sorry for the noise, I had to move the microphone there. But before we start with the prediction check, this is the qualifying battle so far. And first, the chamber prediction board. You may have seen my prediction board for the Mexican Grand Prix. Well, Kimi will not retire. He announced a while ago that he will be moving to Sauber, and he is leaving with a victory in the US. So no 4 teams winning races. We pretty much know that's not going to happen, but we're not counting it out until Abu Dhabi. Honda, good races, bad races, good but unreliable, of course. We've had those. In fact, you remember from the beginning of the season, we scored this point since China because of Toro Rosso getting Pierre Gasly on the podium in Bahrain and the 2 Toro Rossos crashing in China. And the fact that, including the Mexican Grand Prix, both Gasly and Hartley have up to 8 components of their power units, way over their assigned number of parts. 13 cars getting engine penalties. We've had a total of 16, so that's 1 more than we needed. Big crash causing a halo controversy. We have that from Belgium when Fernando Alonso was smashed into by Hülkenberg and damaged Leclerc's halo. The super hard will not be used. In fact, we only saw the hard in Britain, and with only 2 races left, the hardest compound pending is a medium tire in Brazil. Liberty Media overcompensating on grid girls. Well, yes, we have those grid girls because a good brand ambassador is in Singapore and this bullshit in the US. Of course, Liberty Media did spice up the pre-race show with the intro they introduced at the beginning of the season. And we don't know yet if the 2021 rules are or aren't going to include the MGU-H. Bottas is P4 at the moment in the Drivers' Championship, with Raikkonen surprisingly getting ahead rather than Bottas catching him up. And at this pace, he might even be P5 behind Max Verstappen. Mercedes did win Mexico, not the race itself, but the championship. Here in Mexico, of course, it was pretty much sealed that Lewis Hamilton will again win the championship, and he is celebrating the fact that he is now 5-time world champion, equal with Fangio. Red Bull will definitely not sign Fernando Alonso since he will be retiring after winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans in a brilliant way. They did sign Honda, which is of course old news, but it's nice that we still have that point. 1 new race winner. I was counting Max Verstappen for Austria, but now I'm counting Max Verstappen for Mexico because his previous 4 wins had been, well, Kvyat boosted the first 3, then one thing the Austria had in common with Spain 2016 is that both Mercedes retired. Max Verstappen in Mexico won not because of the Kvyat boost or because the top was shaved off, but because he simply drove the best and made the best performance in the race. So a victory he truly does deserve, and I will call it his first truly legitimate victory. Silverstone apparently didn't save the British Grand Prix for after 2019, and chances are that 2019 is going to be the last. So yeah, we can score that point. Vettel scoring twice Kimi's points is mathematically impossible, and it turns out that him scoring 1.5 times Raikkonen's points is also mathematically impossible by now. So that point is cancelled completely. No one has gotten a penalty ban, and I was hoping for Romain Grosjean to finally get a hit in Mexico, but he didn't. But he was disqualified in Monza, which was worth half a point. Red Bull will not finish second, it is mathematically impossible. And yeah, it is mathematically guaranteed that they will finish in P3. It is pretty much guaranteed that Williams will finish P7, however, well, I mean P7 or worse, I mean here they will finish last, but because of the math of these things we can't put it as confirmed until Abu Dhabi. And the rubbish red flag, we've had that in Monaco because of a loose manhole cover, for God's sake. Well, that's the Chamber Prediction Board, and it gives us 12.5 out of 25, the halfway points at nearly the end of the season, and it's likely that we'll not get to 14 points. As for my predictions board, of course, no one has come out of the closet. Well, first off, this one with the safety car, I predicted that there would be safety car in Mexico, and I'm following the one from my Mexican Grand Prix predictions board for this bonus point, and the reason it is golden is because it was golden on my Mexico Grand Prix predictions board, worth 2 points, because there were a total of 4 virtual safety cars during the entire Formula 1 weekend, one of them in free practice for some reason. No one, of course, has come out of the closet, and it's likely it won't happen within the next decade or so. Alonso doing a resting pick reference. There's one by Formula 1 counted for me. As for the top list fixtures, I will be doing a recount with detail at the end of the season, but suffice it to say, the count is complete with all very good fixtures. Russia joke, we've had a Russia joke after the Russian Grand Prix because of the scandal from team orders. Kimi Raikkonen angry on team radio, we've had that from Hungary.
You forgot to connect the trick first. Yes, confirmed. Is the trick? Is it on now?
Crashes on Monaco and Singapore, we've had those for the full point in Monaco and Singapore. A race without any DNS, we had that in China, where Brendan Hartley was classified P20 because he retired very late in the race. Romain Grosjean was disqualified from Monza, in addition to Esteban Ocon and Kevin Magnussen in the US. Princess Dressgate, of course, speaks for itself at this point.
I'm so sad right now. Look at my nephew. Why are you wearing a princess dress? Is this what you got for Christmas? Why did you ask for a princess dress for Christmas? Boys don't wear princess dresses!
Points for that. Non-native speaker of Spanish giving an interview in Spanish. We had that since Spain because of Felipe Massa. 10 races having a first lap drama. That up to the Mexican Grand Prix we have a total of 15. No, there should be 16, including Mexican Grand Prix. Sorry, I didn't update that chart. I'll be sure to correct it by the next prediction check. Many people have been sent to the back of the grid a few times. In fact, Brennan Hartley was the first to get sent to the back of the grid. So, yeah. Oh my goodness, I shouldn't put them in my missing. Yeah. Well, I'll be sure to correct that. Verstappen was driver of the day in Mexico for the 5th time in the season because of his brilliant win. Although it is now mathematically impossible for any driver to get more than 7 points. If Verstappen wins the following 2 races as driver of the day, he will be 7, which is the upper limit. So, yeah, it is guaranteed now. And that's a horizontal line. Esteban Ocon on the podium. He was on the podium of qualifying in Belgium, being what's technically the first ever race for that team.
Just about. That is P3. P3.
You're joking. Woo! Yes! Woo! Well done, guys. Well done.
It's Hamilton, Vettel, you.
Oh my god.
As for the Mexico Trophy, that was an epic fail. I didn't find any other guys I was expecting.
Enrique de la Madrid Cordero. Engine State. Horacio de la Vega Flores. Carlos Slim Domit. As for dignitaries, that was a
fail. So that point is cancelled. No injury or death. We have that point cancelled from Bahrain. Although for the Mexican Grand Prix, we have Vazzy win with a bonus point because of Lance Stroll's botched pit stop, which for some miracle didn't result in injury. Andres Manuel losing the general election. Not only did he win, he is doing a lot of things that pretty closely resemble Hugo Chavez from Venezuela, so that's not good news for our country. Verstappen did plenty of stupid things at the beginning of the season, including this crash in Monaco, which is points, of course. We've gotten used to the halo. In fact, the debate was pretty much over when Belgium, and counting Lance Stroll's failed pit stop in Mexico, that gives us a total of 16 races with pit stop problems. Force India did smash into each other in Singapore. Which also kind of ruined the 19th of September for Esteban and a little bit for me, although my birthday party was absolutely amazing. And that gives us a total of 21 points out of 25. Which likely is the absolute upper limit as of where we're gonna get as of my predictions board, and that gives us a total of 33.5 out of 50 in Chamber and my prediction board for the season as a whole. But there's also my prediction board for the Mexican Grand Prix, which turned out with 22.5 out of 25. Probably the one with the biggest margin, maybe, because of all those bonus points. And that gives us a total of 655 points out of 75, more than 2/3, in fact more than 70%. of the total. And as for the championship span, the discussion is over as of the Drivers' Championship because everyone except for Hamilton is completely out of span. Vettel ran out of span in Mexico, now having a span of -14. Being P2 when you need to be P1 does that. The Constructors' Championship is still ongoing, although it's almost guaranteed to go for Mercedes, with Ferrari having a span of 63 points as of the US Grand Prix and 31 as of Mexico, and they're entering Brazil with 31 points in span, so it is very likely that they will lose it in Brazil. And here's my Instagram if you wanna follow me, and I'll see you guys next time for another video after the Brazilian Grand Prix.